an idea, man? Kind of fighting here in your backyard. Does that add something to it for you?
Yeah, it feels good, honestly. It really does. It's kind of weird because I sleep in my own bed. I cut weight in my garage. I have a sauna, a treadmill, everything I need. I'm so used to being in a hotel room, so it's different, but it's just like normal, you know. I'm used to being at my house, driving with my brother everywhere, so it makes it easier. All my meals are cooked at home, so I can't complain.
Talk about, you know, when the co-main event got canceled, the title fight, I think it put a lot more attention on your fight.
Yeah.
Did you take it that way? What was your thoughts when you kind of got bumped up, so to speak?
To be honest with you, I was really excited. I said, wow. I really had to sit down and say, man, I'm on a co-main event with Fedor and Bader. Obviously, it's a big event. A lot of people are watching around the world. But I just take it like every other fight. It doesn't matter if I'm the first, I'm on the prelims. It's a fight is a fight. And it just has a different name, co-main event. But I choose the same, go out there and win.
I feel like every time we talk to you, we ask, is this the breakout moment? You know what I mean? But it does seem to get higher stakes, bigger moment. Do you feel like this is the moment you break into mainstream, that you announce yourself as a legit contender?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to have that pressure on me every fight. It just brings this different type of urgency, different type of focus. That's why I'm so adamant about fighting tough guys, is because when you fight tough guys, waking up in the morning is a lot more energy, more inclined to do something. You fight a guy that's 1-3, same amount of fights. I don't have the same enthusiasm. Even if I'd rather get paid less money to fight a tougher guy, because it's just like, that's just my mindset right now. I'm not worried about anything other than being the best. But back to your question, yeah, absolutely. I feel I get through this fight, I feel I'm in a position to be the youngest world champion in history, 22 years old.
With that having a lot of being the youngest champion, you've seen what happens to other young champions like Jon Jones. They go through a lot of trouble. How do you avoid that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't been in that position, but I can tell you one thing. My family will keep me in check. It's a lot of pressure, but I know that it needs to change. I mean, I think I can be that guy to show a good example of what a young champion is about. I have everything in order. I have my training in order. I have my life. I've got, you know, nothing is figured out, but I've got a pretty good understanding of what I want out of life, and there's only one way to get that, is by going and winning championships. So, but back to your question, I don't know. I can tell you, I could see people say, I won't do that, I won't do this, but I can tell you one thing, that I'd feel embarrassed going home if I was to, that would be front newspaper, Aaron Pico's out doing something that he's not supposed to. I can tell you one thing, that it wouldn't feel good calling my grandparents. It wouldn't feel good going back to my household. My parents would be very, very pissed, so I wouldn't want that shame upon me if I was to do something I wasn't supposed to. But back to your question, my family will keep me in check, and I'll keep myself in check.
What do you think about this matchup stylistically? How do you think that's going to go?
I think it's well. I think he's, like I said, one word, tough. Been there with the best veterans there are in Bellator, tough fighters. Yeah, it's a true challenge for me, but I'm ready for it. I've been in this position. It's my 5th fight. Been a pro 2 years. I've had to come a long way. I've had to adjust. But I see the fight. Yeah, he's very tough. He's got more experience. But like I say, skills pays the bills. I've got better wrestling than him, cardio, striking. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, but I feel I'm going to come out on top. But my hat's off to him. He's a very, very, very tough guy. I mean, that's all I could put it. Yeah.
Is it tough fighting you opponents, or are people lining up to fight you?
No, now it's easier, because I mean, I'm fighting the guys in the top 5. That's why, I mean, before, yeah, it was really, really difficult to find opponents, but now, I wanted to fight top guys, and I eventually want to get the title this year. I mean, that's definitely the goal of mine. I'll be the youngest in history.
You said you had to adjust. What do you mean by adjust?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had a rude awakening my first fight. I was in Madison Square Garden on the biggest stage. I mean, that loss would have crippled a lot of young fighters, but back to that scenario, I had to adjust. I had to figure out really, really fast of how my training was going to take place, because I knew all the fights were going to be tough. It wasn't going to be no easy challenges. So yeah, I've had to adjust. I've had to adjust in training. I've had some ups and downs in training, but obviously my fights are showing that I'm improving. I feel like I'm improving, honestly. Even my brother's with me 24/7. He watches all my sparring, so he said, man, you're really starting to come into your own, you know. I mean, but I'm only 2 years. I still got a long ways to go.
Last one, guys. Every card they put you on, it's always a big card. MSG, first night on the zone. Do you still get excited, or is it now just, hey, it's normal, it's another big card, and it's Aaron Pico?
Yeah, I mean, I do get excited. I get nervous, scared, everything, every emotion runs in my body. I always think before a fight, I said, shit, why did I do this? Why did I do this to myself? I always tell my family, I'm like, shit, I'm so nervous. But once I get a warm-up going, and once I step out there, the bell rings, it goes away. It's just like a wrestling match when I was 5 years old. I'd get so nervous, and as soon as the bell rang, you'd be fine. So yeah. But yeah, I'm excited, absolutely. I'm here in LA and feeling ready to go.
Now, you obviously got quite a lot of amazing coaches. Freddie Roach, Antonio McKee. We hear about you working with Sam Calavita and TJ at the training lab. That's a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
How do you take the right things to just put it all together in the cage?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, well, everybody knows, plays their part. Coaches. Antonio is my MMA coach. That's what his job is. He's my main coach. Obviously, Freddie does the boxing, and then Coach Cal does the strength and conditioning. One thing about Coach Cal knows that's not what I'm there to do. Be a cyclist or be the, how do you say it, like the world's strongest man. He knows that he plays a very significant role in my development. But everybody knows what the end goal is. That's to become an MMA fighter. Freddie knows that I'm an MMA fighter, not a boxer yet. So everybody knows their role. And I have my family to sit down at the kitchen table. We literally do and say, okay, what are we going to do? Let's plan out the week and figure out what we need to do. So it's moving well. But like I was saying, I have to make adjustments in training, everything. It all takes. It's a full-time job. I mean, my training regimen is so complex, and a lot of people kind of could probably disagree of how I do things. But I've always done things not the normal way. People have always frowned upon certain things that I've done and decisions I've made. But look, I'm standing here right now, and everything seems to be going fine. So just take it one day at a time.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.